Oh,
Yeah, I saw
All
the
right.
behind the scenes, which
Mhm.
I was confused because it was just people talking.
Well, which behind the scenes were you looking at?
I think it was just like the announcement in the opening for the DragonAge.
Oh yeah, game dev, like game dev diaries, man. It just they're really hit and miss when it comes to dev diaries. I personally love them because I'm a huge weirdo and I like to know like the in-depth stuff of like how are people working on this? Are you working on this? What are you doing? What's taking so long? Give me a reason, you know? That's why I like dev diaries because it's like almost like stalking them without it being weird. So they have things happening, but you know, COVID, so everybody's working from home still.
Mm-hmm. Let's see. I want the YouTube link.
tagging.
Yes, we are live.
No, I don't want this.
I was like, everything's going so badly. Oh God.
Save share. Cut to Twitter. Hmm. Podcast. I guess I should open it up here.
Oh, for comments and stuff, because
Yeah.
we're supposed to talk to people.
Yeah, I just shared it. Hey, it's Matt Stotts.
Who is surprised?
That's yeah.
Stotty.
He is our old reliable. He's our old faithful.
The old faithful out of all of our fans. Thank God we've got at least one. Yay.
Yes, my list. Thank you, list. When you don't mute your audio for the chat, you can't just pop out
Sorry.
the chat window.
Why, Derek?
Oof.
Oh my God.
I'm
Did you
still
have
recovering.
soda?
Oh,
I didn't have soda, but I'm just.
you're trying to recover though, I bet.
We are live. Okay.
There we go.
Tight. All right. I am much ready.
I believe in you.
Everybody's
I
all
have both
ready?
chats open. Yep.
Okay. And oh, is this going to be the? Okay, there we go. There we go. Okay, 3, 2, 1. That's the click, which means welcome everybody for another episode of the Salt Tier Podcast, where your argument is
Invalid.
thank you, super invalid. We are not coming to you
Yay.
from Studio 212 in South Lake Union, Seattle, Washington. We are coming to you from our respective rooms of
Our geeky
casting.
homes.
Our domiciles.
My room
We
of
are
shoes.
and shoes, Wallace shoes. And we are
Walls of
Soundcasting
nerdom.
Network's very own video game podcast. Check us out. You can look at old episodes and stuff on soundcastingnetwork.com. And we are brought to you by let me see if I got this. Oh, I missed. There we go. Voodoo Ranger.
There,
Voodoo
I'm
Ranger
pointing.
IPA is a line of thank you. It's a line of IPAs from New Belgium Brewing, and they love us and give us beer. Thank you for that. And 1985, I guess, is the newest one with the dopest art. I love
They're
so much.
seasonal. So I keep the seasonal boxes for some reason, but not the everyday boxes. So let's see what kind of person I can build. Maybe one of the times we'll get like some feet.
Oh, that's right. You could stack them and get like
Make a person.
make a whole ranger. Oh, God. I see. That's okay. I think the box is one.
The box is definitely one.
And in case you need more of us for all your salty needs, follow us on Twitter and Instagram. That's salt_tier pod. Facebook and YouTube are Salt Tier Podcast, and I believe the Steam group is just Salt Tier, right?
I think it might be Salty Podcast. I can open Steam. I don't know.
Oh, okay.
You're not supposed to know this.
Yeah, I know.
I can't feel my face.
Oh, the boxes really did win. Okay, since we're doing it, I'll give you some time to recover. I am Loud and Brown, at Loud and Brown on Twitter and Instagram, and on
This should be funny.
Steam and PS4, I'm Gross Deaf with a PH. And to my, well, where I'm pointing right now, we have Charmanda.
I'm sorry. I'm sorry. There's Sage. It's just so funny. Personal like harm isn't physical harm isn't funny, but in this situation it kind of is. I'm so sorry. Anyways, hi, I'm Charmanda. This is going to hell. All right. Anyways, I'm Charmanda. Char. I basically do cosplay. I'm on Facebook under Charmanda. I'm on Instagram under Charmanda Blaze. I'm on Twitter, but please don't, because I went into a big political rant one time, and no one really wants to see that happen. I'm still learning Twitter.
Yeah, definitely a lot of fun out there in the Twitterverse.
Yeah, that was a bad idea. Don't have political opinions on Twitter, I guess, in any way, shape, or form. If you're ever trying to create your own personal brand, just I don't know, just don't do it. Apparently.
I mean, Facebook isn't a whole lot hotter, so.
Yeah, true.
I get in more arguments on Facebook than I do Twitter.
Yeah.
Same. Speaking of which, we have lastly with the red hair.
The teary eyes.
It's me, Sage Bell. I lost to a box to the eye. You can find me
at IPA to the eye.
An IPA box to the eye. Sage Bell at Instagram. Nope.
You got this.
Twitter, Patreon, Twitch. I don't know where else. Everywhere else except for Facebook and Instagram, where it's SageBell_model. Our Steam group is Salt, and then it's are these ellipses or parentheses?
Oh, cool.
I have a question.
I think
Are these parentheses? These are quotations. So these ones are
parentheses.
Thank you.
Okay.
I was like, where's
so
someone
it's
who knows
S
things?
parentheses alt end parentheses tier. That's what our group is on Steam.
We're educated people.
It's been a while. I haven't had to be in school for like 5 years.
Yeah.
And it hasn't been relevant in my schooling for 10 years. Because college is very irrelevant for many things. I guess it's super relevant actually for college because it's programming based knowledge, and I should know this shit.
College is really relevant to acquiring debt. That's what. That's
Here,
what's
here.
fun about college.
I'll drink to that. I have the triple again.
Oh, okay. Cheers. Clink. All right.
I'm getting moist.
Well, good to hear from. Yeah, getting moist indeed. Good to hear everybody, and like we're really happy that everybody's here. And so we will begin, and I'll just start off with what I played this week, which was a good amount of Street Fighter, a lot of Tekken.
Yeah, are you getting better at Tekken because you got destroyed in Street Fighter?
We heard a lot about your adventures with Street Fighter last night.
Which I thought you were good at.
Yeah,
what happened, brah? Were you too sloshed?
I was pretty drunk, so that didn't help. But I just kept losing to like dump. Like I don't know if this is the same thing with some other games. When you're in silver, you know it goes bronze, silver, gold, platinum, diamond, and then they have what is it? It's not master. It's called something crazy at the very top. Whatever. They have like one above that. And anyway, when it's gold, I lose, and I deserve to lose. Like, you know, like I'm usually hanging out in gold, super gold, and the matches make sense. But Silver, it's like a lot of random people with poor connections, people that like just kind of like just the way that Street Fighter V is. It rewards people for like, getting beat up for like half of a round, and then you build up your meter, and your comeback potential in this game is higher than any other Street Fighter. So like people can be worse and get lucky like often, and just completely unwarranted. And I hate a lot of characters that they introduced in the last 2 years. Like none of the new characters are fun to play against. They don't feel good when you use them. There's just downsides to this dang game. And I need to get back to gold because silver is driving me crazy. Whereas Tekken, I lost a lot, but I'm learning. And the ones that I won, like it's because I'm getting better. And I played last night I played Overwatch till like 5. I got in this 5 stack where everybody did their job and everybody talked, and this chick friended me. She was like Junkrat main, and there's always a tire whenever there was trouble. So super, super reliable. She's like, hey, we're gonna lose the point. We're gonna lose the point. Boom! 3 people die, and you're like, well, we didn't lose the point. Thank you. Although it's strange, she kept asking for me to switch to Mercy anytime I would pick any other healer. But like, I would never pocket her. And she never asks for heals. She just thinks like the value of the res is just so much that it's like a no-brainer. I'm like, there are people that heal better than that. And she can't stop ults. So the last hour I just switched to Lucio, and I had way better healing, and I negated all the nasty tricks, like Whole Hog comes in, I'm just like, no damage for you. Yeah. And that's all I played this week.
Oh, that's a list.
Yep. That's very, very standard Derek list. One of these days I'm going to come out and be like, hey, so I played this MOBA and just surprise everyone. But we're going to
one game.
Oh, sorry. Sagewell, what did you play this week?
I played Dead by Daylight on Thursday, so we didn't play Borderlands. We played Dead by Daylight. I did pretty well without screaming until I think we got Jason. Jason's in the mask, the human-looking mask.
Michael Myers?
Michael Myers?
Yeah, Michael Myers.
Okay.
I don't know why.
Or the Shape, as they like to call him.
So if you don't know, in Dead by Daylight, when he's in the game, if he just stares at you, he builds up his version of like an ult. It's so he'll just stare at you. And I was just like, do, and all of a sudden I saw him out of the corner of my eye, I screamed and I ran. I was quiet most of the night until we had to go against him. The only other person that like super makes me like get noisy is the pig lady, because she'll crawl.
Oh, you mean Amanda? From Saw?
Yeah, she'll put a trap on your head. She'll just stare at you and crawl at you, and you're like, ah!
It's so creepy. Wait, so remind me, because I haven't played this game. Did they get like all the licenses to all these horror games?
They got a bunch of licenses, yeah.
Wow.
They even have like licenses for Silent Hill too right now, because they've got Pyramid Head in there.
Pyramid
and
Head.
I think Cheryl Mason or something is also in there.
Yeah, they usually do 2 characters that are...
And a survivor. Yeah.
Or 2 survivors and 1 killer.
Yeah. So, because they also have like the Demigorgon and stuff in there as well.
Ooh.
Because I play as, what's her name from Stranger Things?
Nancy?
Yeah, I play as Nancy.
Yeah.
I almost have her maxed out finally, and then I can start a new character.
Yeah, so... I know they have a lot of licensing for a lot of those kinds of like horror games or horror movies and stuff. So it's pretty great in that sense where, it's not just original stuff that they're making. They're also adding in just stuff that we know from regular horror movies.
I also like that they you can't play the characters unless you buy the extra content, but other people can play them with you. So you can... I don't have the Saw content, but I can still be Pyramid Head can play against me. I can be on the Pyramid Head, whatever the Silent Hill map is, and other people who play with me can have the playable characters. So
that's killer.
I'm only restricted, but I'm not restricted from playing with other people.
That's good.
London sent me a link, and they have, as you said, characters from Halloween, licenses, sorry, from Halloween, Left 4 Dead, Texas Chainsaw Massacre. You could be Leatherface.
Yeah.
You got
Nightmare
Leatherface
on
in there.
Elm Street.
Yep,
Saw,
Freddy.
Evil Dead. Oh,
There's-
my
yeah,
God, this
they've
sounds
got-
like so
yeah.
much fun.
There's a guy who shoots like a chain at you and then pulls you in.
I think that's a hillbilly, or I think that might be the hillbilly because he's got
He
like a
doesn't
bear
look like
trap
a-
or something.
No, Hillbilly's different. There's this guy kind of looks like a vampire
Oh.
hunter. Like his clothing, he's got like a hat. He looks like he could, I don't know, he looks scary. The Hillbilly guy just does a bunch of traps, and anyone who's a trapper kind of, he's either really good or really shitty.
Yeah.
And rage quit. But yeah, there's
Trying
this
to-
one dude who, I don't know, he just like, he shoots out this like, and it's like a chain that like sticks into you and then it pulls you in.
I feel like I know this one, but I can't remember it. And I literally went through like a Dead by Daylight lore fest like last week because I just watched some people play and I was like, oh, there's new like killers on here. Let's learn about them. I cannot for the life of me remember a single thing about them.
I
This
mean,
is bananas.
oh, okay. He's kind of looks like he's undead and he's got long gray hair and he's got a scarf. I see a picture, but I don't see a name. Ranked from best to worst. The nurse, yes. The hag, all right. The hillbilly, the plague. No one plays the plague. Everyone plays the huntress.
Yeah, with that weird humming thing
doctor.
that she does.
Yeah. The
Oh, the humming.
pig. Clown.
Oh, yeah, they got the guy from Scream in it too.
Yeah, they got Ghostface. Or
Wraith? No, Wraith
Not-
is scary.
No, Wraith
though.
does the bell thing where he like disappears.
Is it Nightmare? Can't be Freddy Krueger. No, I don't see him on here.
Yeah, Freddy Krueger's in it.
Yeah, Freddy's in it.
Maybe this article I found was
Ooh, do they have Pennywise?
no.
Oh, okay.
Oh,
be cool.
oh,
They do have a clown though.
the Death
haven't-
Slinger.
Hmm.
I
Oh,
think it's
oh,
Deathslinger?
Death Slinger, I think is who you're talking about. He's a gunslinger guy who like shoots a bear
Yeah.
trap and or slash a harpoon at you. Yeah,
yeah,
him.
yeah.
that dude.
Oh, he looks cool. Do I have
He's.
to play this game?
I mean, if you got a PC, and
Like-
if my computer can handle it and stream it with no lag, you can play it.
Okay, it's settled.
Like Grounded, iffy for you, but this game definitely you could.
Hillbilly has chainsaw.
Speaking
Thank
of
you, Matt
which-
Stotts.
I definitely played Grounded. They did an update, so they added. I didn't find any of the water fleas. They
You find
added
a
a
koi fish.
No, I didn't find any koi fish in my run through yesterday. I did find the crow. Now I swam through the water to the other side of the map because there's more map now. I also tried arachnophobia mode, which was stupid because I did it in the dark, so I still got surprise attacked. But so arachnophobia mode means it's safe mode, so they turn off the spiders. And so like the abdomen and the head shape of the spider.
Mhm.
So it's just those two bubbles that float. They're not textured, so they're like purple. So they're just like purple little like orbs
What?
that like kill you. So yeah, the spiders.
that doesn't make it any
safe-
better.
No, actually, kind of scarier because you don't see it coming because you don't see its legs or anything, so you don't know
You
if
see
you're within
purple
its
orbs.
zone. Yeah, well, I did it at night, so I kind of fucked myself over on that one. Also, there's a lot of footprints now in the ground, so my base is really fucked up. My base is still in place, but there's like a footstep near where my base is, and so like the ground is gone underneath, and since my base has spikes around the edge, I will like fuck up and die because I hit my spikes. I wanted to protect my base. But ants still cannot climb, so I don't think any of the bugs can climb. So as long as you build your base up, just get rid
Should
of
be
your
fine.
bottom floor and everything can float and you'll be fine.
I'm looking at the arachnophobia mode right now, and it is kind of creepy.
That is definitely not arachnophobia mode.
It's so weird. It's just no legs, and it's just kind of floating.
I was like,
What
I don't
the
know if I want purple orbs because you can't tell the distance that it is as well.
Until it's
because,
at you.
yeah. I mean, you could probably tell, but I feel like you could unintentionally get closer because its mass is not the legs anymore. So then you could unintentionally get in within its radius of detection.
Whatever,
Just-
bugs.
Yeah, that just made it more terrifying sounding. I think I'd
Yeah.
rather just get over the fear and just deal with spiders.
I say play
Instead
with other people, so then you can just hear me yell and run about a spider. I've killed a
That's
spider
okay.
with a group of people. We have killed one spider. It was not the wolf spider because those things are fucking terrifying and you can't kill those.
Who was in the movie Arachnophobia? It was John Goodman and who?
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know.
Gonna
It
pull
was.
up some IMDb real fast.
Hold
that what you
on.
need?
London's sending it to me. 1990.
No, that's a spider. You didn't warn anybody. Anyone watching stream, there's a spider. Okay, it's already on screen. You can see it.
It's John Goodman and Jeff Daniels.
This spider I've
Oh.
killed though. So this spider is killable. It will not kill you in one hit if you're wearing armor. And if you cheat with the game, which is you get one step above it because it cannot jump, you can just poke at it with a stick from a distance or shoot arrows at it.
Just stab down.
Yeah. And if you die, just have your friend resurrect you so you don't lose your backpack.
Get that sweet res.
Yeah.
So you got Grounded, Dead by Daylight.
And I played some Overwatch because I was bored.
Tight.
I played with Vince. And that's about the
nice.
only exciting part about that because
Did
there's
you play
something interesting.
Did you use May?
Yeah, but so we were fucking around and playing characters we don't usually play, and then if the team does bad, we switch up characters we can play.
Mm. Do you play Roll Lock or do you play Classic?
We play Classic. I
Same.
also prefer to play random mode because I like to punish myself.
Oh yeah, Mystery is great.
Mystery is my favorite to play.
People can't get mad at you because it's random.
Yeah.
I'm like, what do you expect? I don't know how to play Roadhog. Goddamn.
Roadhog is getting buff, man. He's getting great in this freaking game. They did like certain nerfs to the tanks, and now Roadhog is it's not like a selfish pick anymore. It's like, hey, look at all this value he has.
Finally.
I know.
Mm-hmm.
But you missed that hook. You still suck. If you just hear that ting, you're like, nope. You didn't get anybody.
One time I was able, after they gave him like the change where the hook was harder to do, I hooked somebody into a hole and I was so proud of myself.
It's a pretty great feeling. It's pretty
Amanda,
fantastic.
what did you play?
Yeah, Amanda.
Assassin's Creed Odyssey.
That's
pretty much it. I don't live the exciting life that everyone else does where they can play multiple games in a week. I only played Assassin's Creed Odyssey because I just sort of I want to explore all of the map. I'm only like halfway through the actual plot and I think almost 200 hours in, but it's because I want to explore everything. I want to find all the stuff. I want to upgrade my armor to the best one. I want to have my ship be the best possible thing that I could ever be. And then I just want to destroy things uncontrollably, but not be a dick at the same time.
So, have you played all of the Assassin's Creed so far?
Yes.
Ooh.
What would you say? I know you're still playing Odyssey, but what would you say are your favorite three, or your top three?
As I lean back in my chair,
and the camera goes refocus.
So I liked. Let me just pull up my Steam because all of them are on my Steam.
That's fair. I
liked 2.
2? Okay.
Because it had like the Borgias versus the Sforzas, which is like always history stuff is always kind of cool.
Mm-hmm.
I like Syndicate because of the fact that it takes place in like Victorian London, and that's kind of cool stuff too.
Yeah.
And
so they're different characters, right? Like,
yeah.
Which one was Ezio?
Ezio was in 2.
Okay.
Is he
Because I
1
know
and 2?
I know he's a crowd favorite, so that's why I brought
Altair
him
was
up.
in the first. Ezio
Oh,
was in
yeah.
2. 3 was Connor, which is a close tie for me because it's like, yeah, Native American stuff, and like, fuck you, Britain. But I definitely I like Syndicate more just because it's, Victorian age, like London at the time where it's all gritty and stuff, and like, industrial revolutions coming up, and it's just like, let's fuck everything up. It's a smaller map in comparison to like Black Flag or Odyssey, but I like it. I like it for the architecture and for, the history of it.
Okay.
So 2, Syndicate, and I'll go with Odyssey because Odyssey's really, really fun right now, even if it's just me meandering about destroying ships.
Black Flag typically leans sometimes into the top 3 when I look online, so that's why I had to ask. Because we don't have any of them. I've played the first one. I technically own the first one, but I don't think it's going to run on a Windows 10 computer. And I was thinking perhaps that kind of gameplay style might be something that we can introduce to Marika, because it's not as hard. I mean, it's hard in different ways, but it's like trying to find her gameplay style so she is not brought down by being bad. Like,
Yeah,
if you suck at a game, you don't want to play it. So
yeah. I know with like the first Assassin's Creed, there was like specific areas that your character was only allowed to be in at any specific time. So if you tried to leave it, you just hit this giant barrier that was just saying like, you can't go there. You don't really run into that issue with like Odyssey or with Black Flag. You just accidentally go into an area that you're not leveled for, and then you get killed by, a fucking jaguar or something. And then you're like, oh, I'm not supposed to be here. Great. Turn around, get out of there. So it gets rid of some of that limitation that you have in the original Assassin's Creed, where it's more open world.
I was
Well, heck.
bad
Also,
at pickpocketing. That's all I can tell you.
According to our buddy Brendan Bragato, if anybody wants to make their friends into enemies, there's a game called Among Us. And it's like a teamwork kind of a game, but there's it's like 5 to 10 players, but it's like
Very
one to
Somebody's
two.
the alien.
Well, one to two of them are imposters. Well, you're like you're just doing these little teamwork games, like you're loading a ship, and then someone's basically trying to make sure what you're doing doesn't happen.
So there's a Jackbox game that I think is kind of based similar to this, where if you get enough people into the game, a couple people are aliens, but you can't tell, and so you have to figure out who the aliens are. But you can sabotage. It's called Don't Push the Button or something.
Oh, okay.
And so you have to like choose 3 people to send off the ship, but like convince your friends not to like kill you. There was just one game where we were playing and I was an alien, someone else was an alien, and a third person was an alien, but no one was guessing who that third person was. So I wasn't going to call it. I was like, they're going to lose either way. They're already expecting me and I have nothing to like defend myself. And Steven is just pulling himself deeper and deeper into the pit. So Sean's going to survive and I'm just not going to tell anybody.
So I think... Yeah, well, I played a board game version of The Thing, and by the end of it, it was hilarious because all the people who were the things were the ones on the helicopter and got out. So it's like everybody did really bad jobs at like guessing who the thing was, and it just ended up being like 4 people, and it's like only 4 spots are on the helicopter, and it's like, well, I've been really good this whole entire time, guys. I've been really helpful and like helping everybody out. And they're like, yeah, you're right, Amanda. You should totally be on there. And I like go on, and then all these other people get on too, and it's like, okay, it leaves. It's like, who's the thing? We're like, you guys. It was hilarious. We were all the thing. Ha 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 ha. Yeah, everybody was pretty mad after that. I don't win gracefully.
I'm usually never like the bad guy, and everyone wants to pin me as the bad guy, and so I'm always like arguing the fact that I'm not the bad guy. Like when you play Wolf or there's Bang. Have you played the board game Bang?
Yes.
So
yeah, I died immediately in that one. I do bad at Bang.
I was the fucking deputy. And
So was
Megan
I, actually.
And Megan was just like, well, I don't know. Steven's pretty convincing. I'm like, Steven's pulling your leg like he does every time we play anything. And she's like, well, I don't know. I'm like, Steven shot you. And she's like, well, maybe he was a deflection. I'm like, I have shot only Steven and not you. Like, just going back. And he was the renegade. So he was like the next tier up from just being, like, he's the kill everybody person.
He's like the worst. He's the
Yeah.
worst out of
And
everybody.
And he's always that, like, he's always the bad guy, too. So it's like,
I was
come
like,
on.
how many times do we have to play a game with him being the bad guy for you to realize that he's just a bad guy?
Tim,
Go for him every single time.
I always do, but no one believes me. And then I always end up being the truther.
It's fine. I played a game of werewolf where I figured out someone left a syllable or a letter of a G, and I was like, green. It's that person. They're wearing a green shirt, and it was my husband's ex-girlfriend, and everybody was like, oh, you're just like trying to go after her, and I was like, no, she's a werewolf. They left a G. She's wearing a green shirt. She's the only person here wearing a green shirt, and yeah, that night I was straight up murdered. And then I just like stood up and I'm like, werewolves are gonna all win. It's all gonna be your fucking fault. You never believed me. I like left.
Rage quit.
Yeah, basically. Rage
Table
quit
flip.
in real life. I think I did like push my chair over and I was like, fuck it.
That's one thing I miss
And you
about
flip over
seeing-
your paper. You're like, I was a human.
One thing I miss from playing fighting games in person is people like spiking their controllers.
Oh,
Yeah, we had a couple of those in the Street Fighter scene a couple years ago that would just pick
That's
up their
a bit
whole
much.
stick, not like a controller, like the whole fight stick, and they just spike it. It's nuts. Yeah,
no.
some
I'm
people
good.
get mad. Yeah. I mean,
Don't
that's really
don't throw it.
Don't
Don't
throw
chuck
it.
it.
No, but you want to see what my sticker is?
Some
boobs.
anime shit.
Oh, I see.
It's Symmetra.
Sorry.
Tight.
It's your girl.
Sim.
That's my girl. Oh, some sim players are doing some cool shit in Overwatch with
Yeah.
their. Oh,
You know that over the last year they added like kind of meta voice lines for some of their characters. Like Symmetra, I don't know how long she's had this, but she's like, I'm ready to build the car wash. And I was like, I didn't know she had that voice line. And
she had to have had that when she had car wash, though.
I mean, she still technically does. What does she have?
No.
3? I mean,
Car
it's
wash
just-
was 6. You could only unlock the achievement if you had 6 turrets.
Oh, so it must have been old. It's actually called the car wash.
Mhm.
And then Mercy has a new one this year that for people that spam that they need healing, she has a voice line that says, I have the strange feeling that I'm needed somewhere. Just like you could troll back with people. There's that great Widowmaker line about aimbot. What is that?
Oh yeah.
Super meta stuff. Rocket jump with Farah just says that
Mhm.
it's dangerous. I
That
love
sounds
it's such a
dangerous.
cute game. Like
Yeah.
that stuff doesn't happen in like Call of Duty, and it doesn't really happen in Halo like at all. The characters are just bland. And it's fun to have characters like little stuff like that. They don't even do that in fighting games. They don't have in-game like references that you're playing a video game in Street Fighter, but it'd be nice. It'd be really funny.
Yeah.
Whatever. The closest thing to that would be Deadpool in Marvel vs. Capcom. One of his super moves is he grabs his life bar and he beats you with it.
Oh
Yeah.
my god. That's
Like it jumps off of the HUD and he hits you with it.
Yeah. I mean, but that's Deadpool's thing, you know?
Yeah.
He needs to break that fourth wall.
Speaking of breaking fourth wall, this is the worst segue ever. GAMEScon! Goodness gracious. Maniacs, a fantastic video game event has happened. Is it over? Has it been
It's over.
or-
Yeah.
It's over
It ended
now?
on the 30th.
Ending on the
Yesterday.
30th. Yesterday, whenever this gets uploaded. GamesCon existed, which was full of so much content. I only caught little morsels, but Charmander and Sage were definitely a little more attentive than I am. So who wants to take that first? Also, explain what GamesCon is better than I did because I did a poor job at it.
Well then, okay. Gamescom is basically a video game convention that takes place in Germany. It goes every single year. Major, AAA games, major companies come to Gamescom basically to just show off their games. It's like Germany's version of like the Tokyo Game Show. So it's a really big thing for cosplay, especially because they always do a cosplay event every single year as well, where like really great cosplayers show up too, and it's always like, I would love to, but I don't have the time. So it's really, really fun looking at it, even from YouTube and stuff, and I really enjoy it personally because every single year it always feels like Blizzard or some other company decides to come in and just bring the freaking goods every single time, and it's always just rocking.
That's freaking cool.
Yeah. So
I mean,
games
even as of late, like I feel like Blizzard's presence at cons are so much less since the BlizzCons have been getting so big.
Yeah, I mean, I think they don't feel the need to have to go to every single convention now because they have their own convention. But we did see Blizzard at PAX at one year. I think it was, God, was it BIFA or was it one of the other ones? Anyways, it wasn't BIFA. It wasn't Battle for Azeroth. It was the one before that. Warlords of Draenor. WAD. I think it was for WAD. Can't remember.
Pandas.
And yet I remember
Warlords
all
for
of
Drainos?
Warlords of Draenor.
Draino.
Draenor.
So they're really good for the cleaning drains.
Exactly, yes. Anyways, yeah. It's fine. It's fine.
It's fine.
It's fine.
The more you say it's fine, the worse it is.
Yeah, I've
learned
that
one.
one.
You.
It's fine.
It's fine. It's
totally fine.
It's fine. It's fine. Okay. And scene. Okay. So Gamescom this year did have a lot of video games showing for it. I think the two things that I took away that I am the most excited for, obviously, is going to be World of Warcraft, because Blizzard fan, married to a Blizzard fan. So what did we expect? A lot of conspiracy theories going on with that Afterlife cinematic. My God. Lots of conspiracy theories on that end, which I could totally go into, but I want to talk about the other one as well, because we are limited on time. The other thing that I'm personally excited for is DragonAge 4.
Ooh.
4. I cannot wait. I love it. I love the end of DragonAge Inquisition. I loved the end of Trespasser. I love that we're going to be going to Tevinter. And then when they showed all the pictures and stuff, it's like, ooh, where are we going? Are we going to the Anderfells? Are we going back to Kirkwall? Are we going to be going to Navarra? Are we going to fucking Westhaupt? I don't know. But there's so much possibility, and that's what I love about it.
And they're probably going to be a dragon or two.
Yes, there should be. It's literally called DragonAge, but DragonAge is only called that because of the timeline onto which the game takes place. I have like lore books of it. It's fine.
All I know is you have to get really far in the first game, or at least really good at the first game before the dragons show up, or you have to be on a certain storyline. Because I got pretty far in one game, didn't see any dragons, and I mean the baby dragons, not the big ones. The baby ones you have to fight.
Oh.
It took me a while to get to them, but I'm just bad at that kind of gameplay, I guess.
Yeah.
But potentially, DragonAge might be a better game to pick up and learn than Assassin's Creed. It's a completely different gameplay style.
Yeah, I feel like it, just because I'm personally emotionally attached to the story of all the DragonAge games. DragonAge 2 is kind of like, they reuse some of the same old areas to kind of like, let's reskin this and try to make it something else, or let's now add like the sound of falling rocks. And it's just like,
okay.
But DragonAge 1, yes, fantastic. It is an Xbox game though, so expect that when you play it. It's like an Xbox 360 game.
You can also play it on PC.
Yeah, just don't expect like premium graphics.
Oh, well, no, it came out well over 10 years ago. I played some of it at the same time I was learning Borderlands, so that's when that came out. And I also played Counter-Strike for the first time, but that game's older than that. And BioShock. So like all of those games kind of came out around the same time, except for Counter-Strike. But that's when I kind of got into gaming, and that's what the person I was dating at the time had. So I kind of played all of those games.
Yeah.
So
That's a lot.
That's
of
my
games.
intro to different styles of gameplay. But 3 of those were all first-person shooters, and the DragonAge was something completely different. My brain was like,
Oh.
Yeah, the biggest issue with Dragon Age 1 totally was the AoE attacks, is that it will just it's not focused on just bad guys, it's focused on everybody. So if you do a fireball in the middle of the room, well, everybody's going to get hit with that fireball, and now everybody's been launched like 10 feet back, and now they're all staggering to get back up, and then you get hit with another fireball, and it's just rinse repeat over and over and over. And I hated it so much.
And if you don't save near a spot where you can switch out your characters, you're kind of effed if you keep dying, because you're stuck with those same characters before the fight battle if you don't find a save spot where you can switch out characters.
Yeah.
I ran into that in that game, but I also ran into that in a different game I played, which was like a 360 game that was a JRPG game, and Magna Carta 2, that's what it was. I had to get somebody else to do the boss battle for me because I went in there incorrectly and had to start the game all over.
That game had fantastic art.
It's so beautiful. That art is so good.
Yeah,
I'm
the
trying
art
to
is
think
fantastic.
if I've ever seen cosplayers for that.
I have. I went to Anime Expo, so back in that day when Magna Carta 2 was still fresh, and there was two of the cosplays from it at Expo.
It
was a terrible con. Yeah, I've seen that artist for other things, and so I've like tried to follow him. Like there was this TV show that his art was based off of that was only got like 1 season. It wasn't really that good though, but it was based off a video game. Can't tell you shit beyond that. I can let you go back to your rant. Sorry, I just wanted to.
It's fine. It's okay.
It's fine.
But
it's fine.
It's fine. It's fine. So with Dragon Age 4, they basically just went into a dev diary, basically talking about this is what we're working on, this is what to expect. There is obviously no timeline of when it's going to be available, so it's obviously not going to happen anytime soon. But regardless, like from my personal side, super excited. Can't wait for Dragon Age 4. Can't wait to go through Tevinter, through the Imperium with all the weirdness that is Tevinter. Personally, I love it, and I can't wait for it. I can't wait for all the black goth clothes that people are going to be wearing. It's going to be fantastic. It's a gothy place. It's fine. And then for World of Warcraft, also the other thing Warcraft, super excited about that, just because the cinematic, it tells like a lot of stuff that's going on. The number one thing that I really wanted to focus on was Uther, and how when he fought Arthas right at the end, before Arthas became full-on Lich King, after all the stuff that he did, but well before he, killed Sylvanas with Frostmourne. But anyways, going into weirdness, we basically saw Uther die, and he was stabbed with Frostmourne, and his soul basically splits in 2. Part of him goes into the afterlife of the Shadowlands and basically goes to Bastion, where he basically becomes an ascended version of a Kyrian. The other part of him goes into Frostmourne. When you're in Lich King or Wrath of the Lich King, you basically talk to Frostmourne and you talk to Uther's soul that is still in there, telling you that there must always be a Lich King. So it's really fascinating in that sense that, you always have to have a Lich King no matter what. And even though Frostmourne was destroyed, what happened to that other part of his soul that got put into Frostmourne? Was it released and put into the Maw? What happened with it? Why is his soul not completely repaired? Why is it still damaged? There's just all these different things. And with the cinematic, it's definitely huge, because him and Devos, one of the Kyrian, just decide to take judgment on their own. They supersede the Arbiter and the Archon and everyone else, and they just take Arthas's soul straight to the Maw and just drop him in there. And the Maw is essentially just like afterlife version of Alcatraz. So they supersede all of the judgment, and just drop him into the maw. And we don't even know whether or not Arthas' soul was even redeemable at that point, or if his soul was just rotten through and through. And for all we know, because the Lich King's sword, Frostmourne, is technically powered by the maw and has the ability to split people's soul and rend them. Like, is it a good thing that they dropped him into the maw? Is he going to become more powerful that he's in the maw? And then there's all this like talk and conversation about Sylvanas as well, because when they did the introduction, she basically made a deal with the jailkeeper of the maw, so then she gets more power and she's becoming more and more powerful. So it's like, what's happening? Is she making this deal that she's brokering with the jailbreaker because that good part of her soul that got taken by Frostmourne, is that in the maw and she's trying to get it back to become whole again? I mean, I could go into layers of this onion, and we don't have enough time.
I have a partial related question.
Sure.
You got a partial?
Well, okay, so the cinematic trailer has nothing to do with an expansion, correct?
So it has to do with the expansion of the Shadowlands expansion, because Bastion is only 1 out of 5 places that your character can go to, depending upon your choice.
Okay, and the Shadowlands expansion was what was revealed at BlizzCon last year.
Yeah, with Sylvanas just tearing the helm of the Lich King, and it splits open the sky, and you have the exact opposite of what's there, and that's the Shadowlands. That's the afterlife, so to say.
That was such a beautiful trailer and reveal.
Oh my gosh, poor Bolvar. Poor guy.
As someone who doesn't play the game, it's like, all right,
that was pretty.
Trying to connect it. Well, again, as we stated last week, the cinematics for Blizzard are just...
Yeah. It's fantastic.
They have do a great job with cinematics and lore. Like, it's one thing you can count on. Depending any game, honestly. Like, does World of Warcraft have cutscenes when you play at all?
Yes.
Okay.
Yeah, there's like the cinematic cutscenes of basically like what happened at the end of the last one, and then there's like little in-game cutscenes, which is just sort of in-game characters just following the stuff.
So like in Diablo.
Yeah, it's kind of like that. So there's 2 different versions. Like, yeah, there's a lot going on. There's a lot of lore.
Do we have any BlizzCon predictions? Do you think they'll give us any like demos that we can do at home?
Well, they have a release date specifically for Shadowlands right now.
Yeah.
So they put a release date out. It's going to be October 27th. So, I'm never going to see my husband again. So it's going to be great. Looking forward to that one. It's fine. It's fine. That's just going to be the hashtag for this whole entire episode is #it's fine. So yeah, it has a release date for October 27th, 2020. So, they're still doing the testing right now to make sure that, the whole entire place doesn't fall apart if something bad happens. But, they're doing beta testing still.
Mm-hmm. I meant any other games. For like BlizzCon specific. Do you think they will give us demos at home though?
They should.
Would we have to buy the battle pass or whatever for the weekend to do that?
That's my question, is whether or not they're even going to continue on with like doing the MDI and arena and like StarCraft and stuff, if they're going to still do all those competitive games just in a virtual online version. Because I remember when they would always do those online games with China, and like someone would disconnect or all the China team would disconnect right in the middle of the game. So, because the Great Firewall. So I don't really know how they're going to plan this one out. It would be really nice if you have to buy like the battle pass, like $30 or something, and for the whole weekend you can just play the games and still have access to all the virtual online stuff too.
I think that'd be a good idea. Derek, do you think, I mean, you as well, Charmanda, but I figured Derek hasn't spoken in a while.
Yeah.
So not this week, but this weekend would normally be PAX. But the following week is when PAX starts online. What do you think's going to happen with that? What do you think we're getting?
So much of that con was about having hands-on, because no one could really go to E3. It was industry only, and E for all was kind of lame. So, you get pumped up when you see the announcements back in the spring, and you're like, "Oh, I'm gonna play that at PAX." Like that's the order that things go in my head. And for hardcore, you know, um, WoW and Overwatch people, like BlizzCon is like the thing, and that one's not happening either. So I don't know how like invested I can get into an online con. I mean, we talked about online content before, but it's just we're just gonna watch trailers. I mean, unless they find some way to virtually tour like the indie booth, and they could hand out like demo downloads. Like there has to be something different than just chasing all the individual studios by themselves. I don't know. I got no answers.
Huh.
Sorry.
I'm not seeing any sort of schedule yet, so they're still working it out last minute.
Oh goodness
Oh,
gracious.
that's not good.
Well, I know that BlizzCon got canceled, but are they doing? Because like the online content was apparently really cool last year. Are they doing anything like that?
Well, I know every single year for BlizzCon they do a bunch of online content anyways, but I don't actually know if they're doing anything for 2020. I think they had a conversation about it where it was like we're looking at doing it, but I haven't heard anything quite yet.
During this time, we had discussions. We've also different paths. Deeply disappointed decision in the
Yeah,
BlizzCon.
what can I
We
say?
will
It's a
meet
bummer.
again.
Overwatch League is kind of funny to watch. Even me, the big thing I pay attention to is the Capcom Pro Tour with Street Fighter. And that's mostly cool just because of how loud FGC commentators are.
Mm.
So you get a little bit of the live aspect, and the finals are usually somewhere weird, like I don't know, because it's not what the heck, Evo's totally different. Evo
Mhm.
is its own competition. Capcom Pro Tour, they find a city and they do it there, and that you can kind of take in online, but you don't go when you go there live. Because I've been to a couple Capcom Pro Tour tournaments. You just sit in a chair and basically watch the thing with people. Whereas PAX, you're moving around, you're picking up swag, you're doing
You're standing
stupid
in lines.
standing in line, you're getting raffle chances. I mean, heck, the experience for PAX, I can imagine, wouldn't be the closest thing I could think of would probably be something like PDX LAN, maybe, because they still had ways to win stuff and it was still very involved.
Technically, it's still going on, and it ends this Saturday with Golf with Friends and the raffle. So I'll let you know if I win anything and get to upgrade my PC.
Okay.
I just didn't own any of the games for the last 3 weeks, so.
Ah. Yeah, you've been quiet on it for a little while. I thought it was over because I'm a dum-dum.
No, I just haven't had any of the games. Like, I don't own Rocket League. I don't have Fall Guys. I don't have whatever else the fuck they played.
Yeah, apparently Fall Guys is the game.
It's the game right now. They have season 2 releasing soon.
They
Jesus.
added it as the fun Thursday win a pack of balls game. Balls is one of our sponsors, the energy drinks.
Oh,
So they will send you
okay.
a case of balls. Energy drink.
I think it'd be kind of cool if they did with PAX what they did with like Devolver Land for the summer Games Fest, where they basically created like the convention center and then like put their games in there that you could like go into and like check out like the booths and stuff. That something like that would be kind of cool too. But I also heard that Devolver Land was like janky AF as well. So, but it'd be funny.
A virtual PAX that you can walk around.
Blizzard has posted nothing since May, which was them announcing their cancellation of BlizzCon. And they've just been sharing things that their own like platforms have been posting. So there's been
the only
nothing
Blizzard
official.
announcement I saw, because they're Activision Blizzard, was the announcement of Call of Duty Cold War. So
Oh yeah,
that's it. And Overwatch is the same content from last year, the Overwatch 2 stuff. I'm like, cool, it's the same trailer, and I want to play it. PvE is so much fun. Like the archives is one of the most fun things.
Hey Derek, do you have an Overwatch 2 poster, and would you like one?
I don't know if I'd want one.
It's free.
Yeah, but I mean, anytime
He's like
I
looking
get
at his
something,
space.
like that means I have to take one of these down.
You could just put on your ceiling. See, you got all that space up there, dude. Got a whole ceiling up there.
You spend
Get
a lot
creative.
of time looking at that ceiling. You can do it.
Yeah.
I mean, that makes sense. Probably, I mean, that's one of the few things I don't have art of, but I basically just want...
It's signed.
I just want Cabana Anna. That's it. That's the only, like, art I want. I think it's the cutest skin of the coolest character. Neato.
Oh, yeah, you got that at the art booth, right? Down in the Blizzard Arcade?
No, I actually got this from like where the people were signing shit.
Okay.
You remember when we were in the arcade? What, that was the upstairs Day Zero thing, right?
I think so. I think downstairs they also had a Blizz Arcade.
Oh.
I think downstairs too, where they also had like an actual restaurant down there that they were serving food. Oh, you have that one too.
Oh,
Who could have
nice.
guessed?
Oh, and
I have mine. I have
Scotty said that
mine right
there's
there.
Oh yeah, we got our bays.
Yeah.
We got our
Stotty says that there's an online Triwizard crawl. So, Jesus, I haven't
Just
been
get drunk
keeping
at
up.
home?
Yeah, I guess so.
We virtually go to bars and take our shots and exchange our stories.
You just like go on Google Maps and just like start going through it. Start
I
sharing
wonder
stories
if
with
this is
people.
gonna get released at any point.
Immortal is
Mobile game.
Is that the mobile one? Is that the one where they said like, don't you all have cell phones? And I think we all went, oh no.
Yeah, Russ.
But they did that the year before we went.
Yeah, I remember hearing that, and I still go, oh, every single time I hear it.
It was so
I
poorly
played it.
received.
That's how you get to the other side faster. You should just go into the empty area, which is the mobile game. And then you get across. And that's how I got in and played both Diablo games really fast and went through the museum.
Ooh.
See, I didn't get to the museum.
Oh,
To
it was so
reference
cool.
to reference the art both of you have, Farah's Top Gun skin is so good. It's amazing. I don't know
the
if
gold
either of
gun?
you... No, you don't need the gold gun because the gun looks amazing. It looks like a jet, doesn't it? But
Are you saying her aviator skin?
yeah,
Okay.
that skin is
It
much
sounded like you're
cool.
talking about her top tier gun, which is where Amanda
Gold
went
gun.
with
Yeah.
gold gun.
Oh no, yeah, sorry. I meant like the Top Gun, like aviator one. It's
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I
It's
think
so
a bunch of
cool.
people were telling me, like, you could just go with that one for your, like, new cosplay. And it's like,
Casual.
yeah, they were like, you can go super casual. And it's like, nah, man, I want to go with, like, weird fan skins whenever I get back to it.
Yeah, those are freaking... Some people go really hard into it, and they have like sub paragraphs of like, here's the skill set, and here are the cooldowns for this this new character or this new skin, and oh man, people go bananas.
Yeah, like there's one that I'm super happy with, which is like really Egyptian looking. It's like
Cool.
super Egyptian.
I love her
looking
Egyptian
version.
outfit.
It's
Ask.
Ask is creepy. See, the thing I like about skins
You
are
need to be gold and shiny.
yeah, but I like it when your what's the word I'm looking for? The little extra items you have in your kit also get modified. So, for example,
Accessories?
the accessories. So, for example, Roadhog is really good at that because on really good skins, his breather changes, and when he did the Lunar New Year, he just has like a hambao, and it looks like he's eating like a meat bun instead of taking a breather. Or the pirate one, it's like a little rounded like bottle of port or something. And then the fisherman skin, it's like a can of tuna. So it changes a lot.
Roadhog
And-
has some really great skins, and so does Torbjorn.
Torbjorn's got some cool ones. You know what? He has Torb claws or whatever. The little turret has reindeer antlers, and it's like dumb details like that that a lot of skins don't do. Like, you know, sometimes people pay money for loot boxes, or you use the in-game money to buy these skins, and the only thing that's different is the skin, which is fine. But I like it when it's across the board, and even better, I like it when there's specific voice lines for the skin. That makes me so happy.
Ash's gun changes in most of the skins. She has a different gun for like, if it's a significantly different skin, her gun changes completely.
So, perfect example is, you know, I like it when they change Bob a lot. And even more specifically, I like it when the dynamite changes, because the dynamite doesn't change that often, except for the most recent one, the Little Red Riding Hood. Her dynamite looks like a picnic basket. And I'm like, see, that's just clever. That's super cool.
So I could walk around with a picnic basket instead of the weird ass gun with an axe modified at the end. And the axe part's easy. It's the like figuring out the gun portion.
But, you know,
Ooh,
and then
that's sexy art.
The like 100% coolest thing they've ever done with that for me is with Soldier 76 as the grill master, and instead of it, because his healing AoE never changes except for that skin. It's a can of diet soda, and it makes the sound of a can of soda opening instead of his normal sound effect, and his voice line changes to, "Hey everybody, drink up." Well, that was a lot of talk about skins.
Yeah.
We're at that.
I was gonna say League of Legends also does a good job with skins. I just refuse to play a MOBA.
Yeah, I know. I don't play it either.
Yeah.
But
so-
also with good skins, it's just a free to play games because that's their way to get you to pay money.
It's freaking wicked smart.
Paladins has great skins.
Street Fighter has some pretty dope skins. I think they finally learned that everybody likes tracksuits and school uniforms.
Ooh.
Because they seem to be the one that people download. So now, like, members of the cast that have no business being in a tracksuit or a school uniform are getting them. Like, at first it started off with Armika and Sakura, which you're like, cool, school uniform looks great. And then they're like, what about the half demigod guild? Put him in a tracksuit. And they're like, oh, that's sure. Why not? And my closing statement, friends, is I want...
Or a tracksuit.
Yeah, wear tracksuits. That's my closing statement. My closing statement is, you know, skins are fun. I think it's hilarious, and I don't know if anybody would have called this 20 years ago that would be such a linchpin for the success of games in this year. Like, if you don't have microtransactions, it
or
pretty much...
Yeah,
buy a tracksuit. But I don't understand why this isn't a thing for like AAA campaign titles, because I think it can work, and no one, like Final Fantasy 15 does it. There's like, you could buy like 3 different skins for every character, and back in the day when Devil May Cry 2 came out, you had to beat the game and get this like closet key, and then you get to dress up in all Diesel sponsored like Diesel clothing, and everybody looks kind of awesome. And I think it'd be a lot of fun. Like, how cool would it be to play Tomb Raider, but then you could download a skin to get like PlayStation 1 graphics on your avatar? It'd be hilarious. It'd be, because Streets of Rage does this. Streets of Rage 4, you get 4 versions of every character. You could play as Streets of Rage 1, and it's on purpose super pixelated, and you're right next to a 2019 graphics like playing alongside you, and it plays different. I'm just saying, like, for like BioShock.
Are you?
I am just saying. BioShock would be really cool if, you know, even that game, like, just, you know, you only see the hands, you don't see the whole character, but it'd be really cool if you could just...
Well, okay, but BioShock's thing is that you get, like, you can have a special blue blue thing, and whatever your blue magic thing is, it changes what your hand looks like. And so sometimes you could just be like, bees!
Yeah, like they erupt from your skin. Ugh.
But, you know, it'd be cool, like, because they could get skin with like sleeve tattoos, or I think there's, and then actually you can make the avatar look different. There's mirrors in the game. People care about that. You technically don't see your character in FPS games unless you do an emote or you see.
Well, those are for like multiplayer games.
That does make sense. Well, okay, at least third-person parties. That's my closing statement. I'm at Loud and Brown on Instagram and Twitter. Remember, I'm Gross Stuff with a PH on PS4 and Steam. Someone else go. Charmander.
Okay. I would like to end saying that I have issues with Blizzard, obviously, and with DragonAge. If you guys have any other theories, or if you want to butt heads on theories, find me on Facebook under Charmander, and let's swap theories, man. This goes deep. This goes like to level 3 of like conspiracy thoughts.
You gonna put your tinfoil hat on?
I will next time. I'll definitely show up with like a tinfoil hat next time, especially if like there's any other kind of gaming news that involves me just creating any additional conspiracy theories. I will show up with a tinfoil hat.
So real talk.
The season.
Yeah, real talk. As a WoW fan, do you think StarCraft could pull off an MMORPG? Like, do you think the fan base would like that kind of gameplay?
Yeah, I don't see why not. I mean, it kind of felt like they tried to do that with I think StarCraft 3 or something, basically where it was, you know, where you get Kerrigan and you're basically just trying to become the Queen of Blades again, like that kind of situation. So I feel like, you know, depending upon what kind of character you want to play, it's like, oh, I want to be Terran, or I want to be Zerg, or I want to be this and that. I feel like, yeah,
Terran.
There's a great possibility of doing the exact same thing that they're doing with World of Warcraft, but
it's just so StarCraft it's been like 20 years almost. Like I figure they would have 15 years, 14. When did WoW come out? 2003.
Oh God, I think we had the 25 or 15 or 20 year anniversary just last year, because I know they had
15.
like a whole thing.
So it's 2004.
2004.
2004. So 15. So it's been 16 years.
Yep.
Like I figured they would have tried it by now.
Yeah, you know? Warcraft I think was 20. I think I remember they were handing out commemorative mugs and we were all getting really wasted. It was great. There was like a bunch of like 50-year-old guys who were like playing 80s music. It was fantastic. Best time ever.
Best time ever.
Yeah.
And once again, what are your socials, Charmander?
Oh, Warcraft came out. The first Warcraft was 94.
Yeah.
Not WoW, but Warcraft.
I was 5 years old at that time.
I was 4.
Me too.
Exactly. Yes, Derek. Just join us. I'm on Facebook under Charmander, and I'm under Instagram as Charmander Plays. I don't really post a lot, but I'm trying to get back to it. Work is a lot.
Work is a lot.
Work is work.
And Sage Bell, closing statements.
Hi. I had a train of thought, and then we went off on some Warcraft tangent and had to Google search.
I'm sorry.
No, that's fine. I knew I was going to lose my train of thought. Either way, I feel like it had something to do with BioShock, and now it's gone.
Bees.
Bees! Catch me Thursday nights on Twitch at 7 p.m. at Sage Bell. You can find me on YouTube. I occasionally post cider beer reviews. You can find me everywhere at Sage Bell. Unless that doesn't work, then it's usually SageBell_model, which is Facebook and Instagram. And on the rare occasion when both are taken or I refuse to out myself as model, Sage Bees.
Sage Bees.
Like if you're playing a game, you don't need to be like SageBell_model. It's too formal and stupid and
then you would men would non-stop hound you. They're like, you're a model, huh?
Yeah, so
feet pictures.
I mean, if it's feet
Check-
pictures, fuck yeah. Pay me
check
money.
this DM.
Pay me
50
money
bucks.
for my toes, please. I'll put a.
I was like, don't put your foot up. You're giving it away for free at that point.
My
Don't give him a chance.
my Steam
Collarbone.
screen
Screenshot.
name is OnlyFans at Derek Jones.
Pictures of feet.
Yeah.
It's just pictures of my crooked teeth. OnlyFans. All right, well,
Yeah.
Maniacs.
You
Goodness
might
gracious.
get like a couple bucks a month. Empty
Whatever
beer.
helps.
Word.
Beer.
To wrap up, I want to give another big shout out to. There we go. Woo! Voodoo Ranger IPA. Thank you very much for sponsoring us. I didn't say this earlier because I forgot. Sorry, Keith the Boogie, but they are B Corp certified and they are employee owned. #live rangerously. Voodoo Ranger IPA, New Belgium, delicious. Check them out. I want to give a big shout out again to the Soundcasting Network. Thanks for hosting.
Don't
and
hit yourself with that.
big thank you to Keith
the
the
space
Boogie,
one.
our super producer. Check out soundcastingnetwork.com. Oh, and also, yeah, I see the 1984 box. Thank you. It didn't hit you in the face this time, though.
That was the starship that attacked me.
Yeah, that
Yeah.
cursed starship coming
But
at
I
you.
want to thank Soundcasting
Yeah.
Network. Check out their other podcasts like The Re-Show, How to Be a Better Drinker, The Glow Up. And I keep saying those three because those are only three that I like actively listen like as many episodes as I can. They are fantastic. I think you might be able to still find some. Our other podcast host had a comic book one he helped out with called The Evil Petting Zoo, and that one did a pretty cool dive into television, movies, and comics. And a lot of people here on Salt Tier Podcast do read comics, and whatever comics also bleed over into video games. #Avengers, Telltale, Walking Dead, and so on and so on and so on. Make sure to like and subscribe. We're on YouTube, actively and pretty up to date. That's just Salt Tier Podcast. Same thing for Facebook, Instagram, and Twitter is Salt_Tier Pod. Goodness gracious, did I forget anything? Oh, goodness. It's a podcast, so please listen on iTunes, Spotify. Shut up. I remembered.
You got there.
SoundCloud, MySpace, Christian Mingle, Grindr, Zanga, Asian Avenue,
I think there's
and
too many
For
women
farmers.
on the podcast for Grinder.
there's what?
I said I think there's too many women on our podcast for Grinder now.
Oh, I guess
Farmers
it is.
only.
Farmers only. Is that a site?
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, it's
we'll
for
just-
farmers to mingle and single.
Oh, cool. Well, we'll just stay
We
on
both
Tinder.
got yards, Charmander. We're farmers
Well,
Farmers.
all
with
the
our
same,
ashy yards.
thank you very much to Charmanda and Sage for joining tonight. It's always like a roll of the dice who's going to be here, so I'm glad. Even though there's three, I thought it was a pretty fantastic podcast. So thank you, Maniacs, for listening. Thanks to our rogue like podcast like fifth Beatle, Matt Stotts.
Whoop,
With-
whoop, whoop.
Woo! Stotty.
Yay.
And then we'll be drinking this week. Stay tuned. I'm going to try to be more active on the socials. Thank you kindly. This has been a production of the Soundcasting Network.
I don't know.
I think that's it.
Keys.
Oh. Yeah,
Still
keep
going.
it going. Yeah, we're gonna keep
Oh
going.
no. All right,
yeah.
let's keep talking about video games. All
Actually,
right, I got
freeze
theories.
frame real quick.
Want to
We
see
got to
these
do a
pictures?
picture for the we got to do a picture for the YouTube. 3, 2, 1.